Hello everyone, Freemantle here. Let's do a thought experiment. Let's suppose that a girl is born to money and into a close and loving family. Both parents have noted careers in the arts, and through her growing up years, the home is filled with visits from stimulating, eminent men and women in the arts and culture. She travels widely as a girl. She decides on medicine for her career, and she enrolls in one of the top medical schools in the country. There she distinguishes herself, and afterward she starts her first residency where she puts down another impressive record. Let's say she's not only exceptionally good at the plumbing work, she's also inventive. She devises a new articulation principle for prosthetics. She hunts up a venture capitalist and a production manager. They set up a small factory and run it, making devices that are according to her patented design. 10 years into her career, she has won her profession's highest honor, whatever that is, and she's a millionaire several times over. She is a loyal friend, a person of principle, that is, she lives what she preaches, and she's a very good cook. The point, as you'll have anticipated, is to sketch a life in which the person living it simply has everything, has always had it, and is unlikely to lose any of it. I trust I've troweled it on thick enough to make the following points, especially when I add that the woman in the story is modeled pretty closely on a real person. Well, maybe not. Let's add one thing more, just to make the case as disgusting as we can from a liberal point of view, and say that she is one of the 36 most beautiful women in the world. Not an unreasonable assessment of the real person. As good liberals, what's our reaction to a life like this? Are we warmed by it? Happy for it? Do we think that for every such person, the problems of human destitution, frustration, and unhappiness are just that much less? Of course not. We're angry, resentful, and envious on behalf of others who aren't doing as well as the girl in the story, which of course makes the outrage commendable. What action should we take, the world being ours as good liberals? I don't think we'd want to round up all the people like the girl in the story and shoot them. Although when I was in college, I did come across a philosopher whose vision of a decent society was that those who won't work for the sake of their fellow man will not eat. He put it exactly that way. Another philosopher, less definitive, complained that as much as we want to have equality among men, some are inevitably going to get a better start because of their luck in the natural lottery, like the girl in the story. And they're going to tend to come out ahead no matter what we do. He therefore urged what he called an ability tax, to be paid by people who are genetically better endowed, smarter, more athletic, better looking, whatever. The proceeds to go to the less well endowed. As good liberals, I doubt we'd endorse the murder of people like the girl in the story, but not for 1 minute in our ideal world, and other things equal, would we allow resources to accumulate in a single life as they did for her. And we'd know whether they did, because we'd be comparing people, A and B, as individuals and as groups, all the time. In any comparison, A is going to come out better off than B is going to be better off than A, or they're going to be tolerably equal according to our liberal standards, whatever they happen to be at the time. Only where they come out tolerably equal would we conclude that no further action is called for. If A is better off than B, or B is better off than A, steps have to be taken to make them tolerably equal. Redistribution is the way we do that. Redistribution would see to it that no one starts off as well as, or does as well as, the girl in the story when others, so many others, start off so much worse and do so much worse. Redistribution is therefore doing good, because it's in the interest of fairness, which is in the interest of equality. Equality, ah yes. What is more important in our liberal view of society except maybe power? The liberal who thinks and talks this way is not having trouble with the language. He's not trying to talk about destitution or unhappiness and the word unequal just keeps coming out because he doesn't know the words. He means exactly what he says. So, suppose he has to choose between two societies. In one, some people are rich and other people are grindingly poor. In the other, everybody is grindingly poor. Neither society can change. Which one does he prefer? The answer is the latter, where everybody is grindingly poor, because that's the one in which everybody is equal. The takeaway from today's video: human happiness doesn't make the liberal happy unless it's shared tolerably equally. He prefers equality to happiness. Equality first, happiness second. If everybody is equally unhappy, that's better than only some being happy. You've heard of one for all and all for one. The liberal motto is, if one is unhappy, all must share that unhappiness. Thank you for listening.